Good morning, all of you. Welcome back after your holidays, and I hope that you all are fine and safe. Okay, we'll start with the syllabus again, and then we'll start with the topic that we are supposed to start today. Okay, so we have already discussed about your syllabus that your syllabus is is broadly divided into three units. Okay, your first unit is your computational thinking and programming part 2, because part 1 we have already done in the previous session. Then it was completely your Python, and over here in part 2 again some advanced concepts of Python is there. Okay, so that we will do it the last. Then in unit second is your computer network. Okay, this part actually I have divided computer network part into two parts basically, because the first part, these all things, evolution of networking, data communication technologies, transmission medias, network devices, network topologies and types, network protocols, these all we have already covered before your holidays. Okay, and now what is remaining from this particular chapter is these all topics. So today we'll cover with this mobile telecommunication technologies, all the five generations of computers. Then we'll move ahead with all these remaining topics: mobile processors, network security, introduction to web services, and e-commerce. Okay, so these all we will do one by one. So this is our part remaining from the unit second. And unit third, we have almost completed. Almost in the sense we have already completed the part from database till your joins, up to the join. This much part we have already done, and now what is remaining is the interface with Python. Okay, only this is the part which is remaining, that is connectivity of Python with MySQL. Because see, at least I just wanted to give you some of the introduction of Python, and then I would like you to explain like how we are going to connect these, and then later on you will be able to make projects. Before proceeding to our topics, I am assuming that you have already completed your homework, and later on when I'll ask you, that time you can submit your homework also. Fine. Okay, now let's start with the topic that we are supposed to start today, that is mobile communication technologies, all these five generations. Okay, here G stands for the generation. Now when we talk about the generations of mobile phones, okay, so basically the technologies which we are using in the mobile phones has been divided into five categories, or we can say we are having five generations. Basically after every decade a new generation was there, and which was, you can say, the advanced version of your previous generation. Okay, so let's start with the very first generation, that is your first generation. Okay, so basically we'll discuss with all these highlights of the first generation, means the very first generation of of mobile. Okay, the most important thing that you have to understand is this was the first generation of cell phone technology. First generation means with the name only it is understood. Now what you have to understand, here we were using analog signals for transferring of the information. This was the only generation where basically the analog signals were used for the communication purpose. In remaining all generations we started using digital signals. So this is how you have to understand first of all. Okay, remember all these five generations are wireless. Okay, so as per this, and then this very first generation was commercial cellular network was introduced in late 70s. Means you must know that what was the beginning of this generation. So it was late 70s, with fully implemented standards being established throughout the 80s. So basically in 80s this was fully developed, or it was fully used. Okay, then next is your 1G is an analog technology. As I said that this was using the analog signals of radio wave. So this is what you have to understand about the first generation. No doubt, because this was the first generation, so many loopholes were there. If we talk about the speed, if we talk about the bandwidth, if we talk about the quality, okay, no doubt it was very less. But as the generations were changing, along with that the improvements were there. Okay, so over here it is given the phones generally had poor battery life and voice quality because we were using analog technology. So in that particular case, the voice quality was not that much good. Okay, most important thing, there was no security. Okay, so when we were using first generation for the transferring or for the communication purpose, so our data was not secured, and the speed, maximum speed is 2.4 kbps. It is very less, kilobits per second. Okay, then next is, see, basically what you have to understand is the variations, like or the characteristics, like what was the improvement that we have done in second generation, then in third generation what was the improvement, then what were the facilities that we were not able to use in the first generation, then what we started doing in the second generation, and so on, like that, right? Okay, so next is our second generation. Now, when we talk about second generation, the very first thing is second generation networks are digital. It means we started using digital signals over here. This is the first thing. Okay. Then the most important thing, see, whenever we talk about the communication, everybody needs the security. Your data must be secure. So this concept started from the second generation. So it is given over here, it provides secure and reliable communication channel. So it means you can rely on that, plus it was secure in nature. Fine. Then third is the technologies we started using over here was both CDMA as well as GSM. See, if you know the differences, fine. If you don't know, only you have to understand that these are the technology or the concepts we started implementing in the second generation, CDMA and GSM. Okay. Now, in the first generation, we were only able to make calls. We were only able to do voice calls. No other features were given. But when we talk about second generation, we started sending the SMS and MMS. Okay, so it means we started sending the text, we started sending the images. So this was the development basically in the second generation. Okay, then when we talk about the speed, the maximum speed of second generation with GPRS, General Packet Radio Services, is 50 kbps. It was much more better as compared to your first generation. Okay, or 1 Mbps with enhanced data rates for GSM evolution, that is edge. So basically both these concepts were given. One is GPRS and second one is edge. So if you are using GPRS, the speed was 50 kbps, and if you are using edge, then the speed is 1 Mbps. Remember, 1 Mbps is much more better as compared to that of your 50 kbps. Okay, then next is, before making the major leap from second generation to third generation wireless networks, the lesser known as 2.5 generation and 2.75 generation was an interim standard that bridged the gap. So basically, before jumping to the third generation, okay, there were, you can say, two more versions were there of the second generation. First one was 2.5 generation, and next is yours 2.75 generation. So only you have to understand that it is not like direct jump. In between there were so many versions, and or we can say there were so many improvements, and then we have switched over to the next generation. Then next is our third generation, right? So I think when you were old, when you were young, you have already used this third generation technologies. Now in this means when you started using mobile phone, right? So that time third generation was only there, and then later on we started using fourth generation. Okay, so when we talk about third generation, now what you have to understand, that what facilities you started getting. First is the web browsing, means you can use internet services basically. Okay, then next is the email. You can send and receive mails also. Video downloading, picture sharing, and other smartphone telephony were introduced in the third generation. So these all are the features. See, when we are talking about the second generation, we said only SMS and MMS. It was restricted to that much services only. Means first was voice call, then SMS and MMS. But when we talk about third generation, it is giving you plenty of services. Fine. Then next point is facilitate greater voice and data capacity. So even the quality of voice and data capacity was better. Then support wide range of applications. See, we have already discussed so many applications, right? But it was much more than the given one, and increase data transmission at a lower cost. The most important thing is at lower cost. Okay, so it means you are getting all these facilities, plus the cost of these facilities were very less, or we can say it was cheap. Then next is third generation has multimedia services support along with the streaming are more popular. In third generation, universal access and portability across different devices types are made possible, telephones, PDAs, etc. So fine, this also you must understand that there was a portability between the various devices. Means you were able to send and receive the informations via different devices. You are using laptops, you are using mobile phones, you are using tabs, you are using PCs, and you can use the same facilities in all the various different devices with the help of this 3G. Okay, then like 2G, 3G evolved into 3.5G and 3.75G as more features were introduced in order to bring to the 4G. So again, as we have discussed in 2G, there were two more improvements of that or versions of that. Similarly, when we talk about 3G, just after 3G we were having two more versions of that. First is 3.5G and second one is 3.75G, and after that 4G was introduced. Okay, then next is important thing, a 3G phone. See, this is limitation of 3G, and you can say the advantage of fourth generation. So it is given over here, a 3G phone cannot communicate through a 4G network, but never but newer generations of phones are practically always designed to be backward compatible. So a 4G phone can communicate through a 3G or even a 2G network. This is very important thing. Okay, when we talk about the uh, third generation phones, if you are having third generation phone or any device, you will be not able to communicate with the other person who is having 4G phone or 4G device. But if you are having 4G device, that person can easily communicate with the second generation or third generation network. Means they can use the network of second generation and third generation. Remember, this is network. Fine. Okay. Then next is your fourth generation computers, or sorry, fourth generation technology. Now when we talk about fourth generation technology, this is what now we are using these days. In your mobile phone also, you must have seen that you are using 4G sims. Basically you are using fourth generation network over there. Okay, your 4G sims are using fourth generation network. Now what facility actually you are getting now these days when you are using your phones? First thing is provide high speed. Okay, this is the most important thing. As we are moving ahead, the speed is exponentially growing basically. Okay, we are getting speed in terms of exponent. Okay, so provide high speed, high quality, high capacity to users while improving security. It means speed is improved, quality is improved, capacity is improved. Along with that, the security is also improved. It means fourth generation networks are more secured as compared to your predecessors. Okay, and lower the cost of voice and data services. So it now what we can say, they are again more cheaper as compared to your predecessors generations. Multimedia and internet over IP. Okay, then next is potential and current applications include amended mobile web access, IP telephony, game services, high definition mobile TV, video conferencing, 3D television, and cloud computing. So basically these are all the applications or services provided to you when you are using 4G networks. Okay, now two more important 4G standards. First is WiMAX and second one is LTE. These are the two standards provided to you when you are using 4G network. Okay, Then next is, see, again I am repeating this, that you have to remember these terms, because to understand these terms will be the different concept. So what you have to understand right now is the name of these terms, that these are the standards that we are using in the fourth generation. Okay, then the maximum speed. Now the maximum speed of fourth generation network when the device is moving is 100 Mbps or 1 Gbps. I hope you all know that Gbps is much more greater than that of your Mbps. Fine. For low mobility communication, like when stationary or walking. Okay, so when you are moving, that time the network is of 100 Mbps. Very good. And if walking, or if the object is stationary, that time you are getting maximum speed up to 1 Gbps also. This is much more better as compared to your other networks or the previous generations. Now this is one term given for 4G. 4G is also known as magic, and see, magic stands for, M stands for your mobile multimedia, then A stands for anywhere. Okay, G is global mobility solutions over, I integrated wireless, and C customized services. So therefore fourth generation is also known as magic. Basically what we have discussed till now has been concluded basically in this term, that is magic. Then last is your fifth generation. Okay, it is given also that it is under development, and no doubt as we are moving from one generation to another generation, what we are understanding is we are getting higher speed, more secure and reliable network, security is more, then their capacity is more, plus so many other applications are there. So this is what we can expect in the fifth generation also. Okay, so therefore in the next point it is given, fifth generation promises significantly faster data rates, higher connection density, much lower latency, and among other improvements. So basically it will be nothing but the advanced version of your fourth generation. So whatever we were getting in the fourth generation, it's improved version we will be getting in the fifth generation. And some of the plans for 5G include device to device communication, better battery consumption. See, these all are the things which are going to improve basically in future, and improved overall wireless coverage. Even the area coverage will be improved. The maximum speed of fifth generation is aimed at being as fast as 35.46 Gbps. So what you have to understand, previously it was 1 Gbps when it was stationary. Okay, and over here you can see it is 35 times faster than that of your 4G. I hope these all points are clear to you. Thank you so much.